Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the first session of our exciting series, How to Series on Scientific Research. My name is Nayyar Iqbal, Vice Coordinator for Department of Scientific Research and Development, and I am honored to be your host for this event. This series is designed to guide you through the essential steps for conducting impactful scientific research, from identifying a research point to publishing your work successfully. Today, we are kicking off with the first session titled How to Find a Research Point. This session will provide valuable insights into how to identify and refine a research topic that not only aligns with your research interest but also contributes meaningfully to your field. We will continue this journey next Sunday, November 10th, with our second session on how to write a research paper, where you will learn the key elements of structuring and drafting a research paper. Finally, on November 17th, we will conclude with our third session on how to publish a paper successfully, where we will explore strategies for navigating the publication process and getting your work recognized. We are thrilled to have you all here today as part of this learning experience. Before we begin, I would like to invite Ms. Zui, who has been instrumental in organizing this series, to give us a warm welcome and share her thoughts on why this initiative is so important for budding researchers. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Zui.
Hello guys, good afternoon. Dear friends, and welcome to this grand opening of our How To series of our International Volunteers Center for November. Yesterday afternoon, we just enjoyed the fun from Chinese calligraphy. And today we will start the exciting academic journey, one that will promise you to equip you with invaluable skills and insights. As the International Students Volunteer Center, it is our mission to foster a vibrant and enriching learning environment where knowledge is not just imparted but shared, grown, and innovated upon. Over the next three Sundays, the same place here, and at 3 p.m., we embark on a series of workshops on our How To series. And today is about how to find a research point. This session is not merely about defining the topic, but also about discovering passion for inquiry, thinking critically, and make meaningful contributions to your field. And who better to lead us to this journey is our coordinator of scientific research and development department, Ahmed Alengebawy. And since last year, Ahmed delivered of this series and also earned him a wide spread account and with the invitation actually is from both domestic and internationally many graduate communities eager to benefit from his extensive experience. And as you know, he's a famous star now. And this year alone, Ahmed will further solidify his reputation with a publication of prestigious environmental chemistry letters, actually boasting an impact factor of 15. Congratulations to him as well. Yeah. So as we gather here today, let us embrace the opportunity to learn from someone who has not only worked the past, but also have left incredible marks on this scientific road. And as Laya already mentioned, in November 10th, we will have the How to Write Scientific Paper on November 17th about how to publish a paper successfully. And for attending all of these three sessions, you will receive a hard copy of certificates. And also remember, we still have the best paper of the month is still on. And at end of the month, November 23, we will hold the 2024 Best Academic Presentation Competition. Yes, that you are we looking forward for your participation as well. So let's welcome to enjoy this hardworking month, November, and also let's begin to learning together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Louis, for inspiring welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce our distinguished speaker today, Ahmed Alengebawy. Brother Ahmed is a PhD candidate at Hwa-Chong Agriculture University. His research focuses on bioenergy and environmental engineering. He holds a master's degree from Hwa-Chong Agriculture University, and he had an exchange scholarship at the University of Southeastern Norway. Ahmed's research focuses on bioenergy areas such as anaerobic digestion, biomass valorization, waste management, and life cycle assessment. He has a significant publication record with 28 papers and a total impact factor of 124. He published papers in well-reputed journals such as Environmental Chemistry Letters with impact factor of 15 and Journal of Cleaner Production with impact factor of 9.7. His work has gone over 1,800 citations, highlighting his influential contribution to the field. His scholarly achievements are reflected in his high index, H-index of 12. Ahmed is also actively engaged in professional communities, holding membership in both the International Society for Energy and Sustainability Research and Hong Kong Chemical, Biological and Environmental Engineering Society. Please join me in welcoming Ahmed Alengebawy, brother, as he shares his insights and expertise with us today.
Good afternoon, everyone, and good morning for the online attendees. Thank you so much, Ms. Zoe, for these kind words, and thanks for Brother Nair. Today's session, we just came here to discuss with other, not just make it like a lecture, is a pre-discussion. So content of today is how to read scientific papers, then after reading, how to summarize your reading, after that, how to find the research topic, find the research gap, and finally start to write your proposal. So the first part, how to read a scientific paper. I think many of our friends now are old students, but we just share this to remind each other and for the new batch as well. So scientific paper, as you all know, is a kind of sharing of your knowledge, information, work, experiments, and such kind of data with the scientific community. For example, he's a most famous publisher like Elsevier, a kind of paper. So this paper can be like research article, review article, and the difference here between these two types, that the research article is a primary source of your data. So it should be original work based on your data, in your experiment, and it has a methodology and result and so on. For the review article, we have two types, like narrative review article or systematic review article. And narrative, just share your point of view about specific point in your field, and this point already have been well investigated, but you can just narrate the story from the beginning to the end about specific point. While the systematic review is a kind of analysis, like systematic review and meta-analysis, a kind of analysis. So in this, you put some effort to summarize different finds from different papers and form your own idea about this topic. So it also secondary source of data is not original, like research article, and it can be a good reference for your review. We have also book and book chapter. So the book can be like textbook or handbook. So the textbook is mainly for instructions, like if you have syllabus and you are a teacher, so textbook is here to designed for teachers, and handbook is a kind of reference For example, if you have a point and you want to see the manual of this and the how-to of this part, so the handbook is better to go through. The book chapter, which is different chapters, can consist a book, and as we said, we have textbook and handbook, and the new fashioned book is the edited book. That editor can have topic and invite authors to write the book chapters and then collect this chapter in one book. It's called edited book. Also, we have like thesis and poster. This all kind of publications. Thesis, we have master and PhD thesis. Actually, for master, it should be thesis, and for PhD, it should be dissertation. So the thesis is like a paper, actually, but it's a long paper and by one author. So as we all require to write a thesis by the end of our journey as a master and PhD, while the poster is like if you share your paper or your work in a poster form, it can be printed or online. Printed if you are invited to conference, so you can just design your poster and share it. Then you can discuss with others about your work. Online is also the same, but for online events. So the first of finding research point is to know the main steps of finding the point. So we have 5 main steps. First is to choose a topic. So for example, I will give example of me. So my major is environmental engineering, but this environmental engineering is so wide term. So which topic environmental engineering? Next, you identify the problem. So what's the problem you are going to solve? Formulate research question. This is important to find your research topic. Then create and design your research, and finally you write a research proposal. So here, in detail, in somehow details, the steps about research process. First, you choose the research topic, narrow it down. For example, as I said, I'm environmental engineering. In environmental engineering, I'm bioenergy. In bioenergy, I'm focused on biogas. First biofuel, then biogas, because in biofuel we have biogas, biodiesel, bioethanol, and so on. Then identify your research problem, develop it, create the design of your research, and finally write your proposal. So step by step, let's see how to read a paper. So here's the structure of a paper. As you can see, it consists of abstract, introduction, method, result, discussion. So if you are going to read a paper, you have to be aware about the parts of this paper. Some journals just write the result and read discussion as a separate part, and some journals just write it as a one part. So this is the structure first. Then it's important to read the title and keywords very, very carefully. For example, if you are going to identify the title, so you have to find the title in the field of your study first. Then you have to identify which words are matched with your work. Then you have also, from the title, after reading the title carefully, you will be able to identify the goal and the scope of this study. So you can judge, you will continue read this paper or not. From keywords, you have to also highlight the specific terms and the multi-word phrase like life cycle assessment is a phrase, but it's important, for example, in this paper. So you have to identify the repeated phrases and repeated words. Then abstract. Abstract is most important part of a paper if you want to recognize this paper. So abstract here is the main context of this work. Also, you can identify the objective, the methodology, the results, the findings, the significance, everything. I will show you 2 examples of abstracts. This one abstract of a paper called Role of Sustainability in Agriculture, Food Security, and Environmental Conservation. You will see the abstract here. This abstract is a little bit short. The language is not good, and there is no result if you can read quickly, and there is no abstract structure. So from the abstract, you have to identify the structure. I will show it in the next slide. So about this abstract, you can see here the length is suitable, scientific language is used, and complemented parts, and finally, and here's an example, sorry. Here's an example about the abstract. This is ideal abstract you can see in the paper. So first, every abstract should have the context. Context is somehow a brief introduction about the topic of the paper. So this context, I will just explain this example. The example about problem of ammonia in biogas slurry. So in 1 or 2 sentences, you have to explain what is the main problem. Then the objective of this paper. So as you can see here in this study, this is the objective. Then the methodology, how this work was done. So by involving the polyammonium chloride and biochar was used to make pre-treatment to this biogas slurry. This is all the methodology. And the biggest part here is the result. So you have to identify the main findings of this paper and of this work, so you can be aware about the main progress of this work. And finally, in 1 or 2 sentences, also about something about conclusion and why this paper is important in your field. So after abstract, you have also tried to read the introduction, and after reading the introduction, you may understand the general idea of this paper, especially the wide aim of the paper, and also you may review available literature about this, because in introduction authors should discuss the previous work, and also you can identify the problem, significance, and some knowledge gap, and you have also to extract the hypothesis and the objective of this paper. So what is the most important part of introduction? Here's introduction example. This paper about microplastics pollution during the COVID-19. So you can see that the introduction started by the application of microplastics of plastic. So started by plastic as a main product. Then go to microplastic a little bit now. Then what is the problem of this microplastic and the relation with COVID-19 during the pandemic? Then the disposable surgical mask again. So after that, at the last paragraph, they discuss the aim of this paper. So the most important part of the introduction is the last paragraph. So they state their hypothesis, the objective, and the aim of the study. The structure of introduction should be from general range to specific range. So they start by general introduction about plastic, microplastics, the relation with COVID-19, surgical masks, and the problem in the pollution of this. After introduction, so this is the last paragraph, as I just mentioned. So in last paragraph, you may know these 5 points, these important points. So I give example here about title, effect of biofertilizer on plant growth compared to chemical fertilizer under stress conditions in Hubei province. So we can compare these parts with the title. So this part should conclude who or which. So the research object here is biofertilizer. So your object is biofertilizer. So what is the item of the study? What's the effect of biofertilizer on plant growth? Then why? Why you study the effect of fertilizer on plant growth? To compare it with chemical fertilizer. Then when during the stress condition, this is the condition, or this is the case study of your research. Where if you are just like making case study or taking area in Hubei province like this. So in this paragraph, last paragraph, you have to extract these points. If you extract these points well, you will understand the whole paper and you can even develop your research question. After that, you have to highlight the main points or the key points in the introduction. So in the introduction, you may focus on these words like reported, counted, stated, concluded, because introduction, the author should review the previous papers and they just mention that this author reported that. So you may find these findings and then just summarize it. In the methodology, you may also look for these words like conducted, examined, measured, analyzed, and then go further to the result and discussion. So you may find the significant result and discussion in this part. After that, you have also to focus on tables and figures. And for tables, you have to read the caption very well, and you have to identify the label, the legend, the units. Units are important here because if you understand the unit, you may understand the range of, for example, you have a measure and you are not sure that this measure is in the logic range or not. So you can understand this from the data in the tables, and from the figures. You also have to read. You have to read them carefully. Also, you have to identify the main points. Like here in this example, there's a discussion. For example, the authors here discussed that this author, Lee, 2020-2010, revealed that, then give a result. So you have to highlight this part like this. And the study side, for example, if the study side is similar to your work, you have also to highlight these parts. Second part, after reading the paper carefully, you have to summarize your reading. So here, few steps about summarizing the paper. So you have to read the paper again, because we just playing each part. Then we have to read the paper again and then try to compare it with the previous study. Focus on each part, the trends, who disagree in the result, for example, the conclusion and reference. You may find relevant reference in the reference list. For example, if this reference is cited in the methodology, so it's well matched with the methodology. So you have to find another reference, and you have to read the paper again, each part in detail. Then you have to focus also on conclusion part, because in conclusion part, according to the standard structure, it should contain the main findings and the main outcome of this board, the implications, the practice, and the limitation. This is the most important. The limitations here is a view of the future work is suggested by the authors. For example, if they have shortage in specific point, they should mention it in the introduction that the limitation of this work is X, Y, Z, like this. So you have to write this, and you may develop your future research from this point. Then you have to take some notes, and while taking the notes, you have to also write. Maybe if you find some difficulties, you have to write these notes in your own language. It's okay. If you print the paper, you can use your own language, and you have also to argue if the work is proposed and achieved. Also, you may connect the ideas with concepts. If you have any concepts in your mind, you also can connect and compare. You have also highlight the section, subsection, values, and you can sketch. Your brainstorming, for example. Another way of taking notes or summarizing your paper, you may make a table. Like in this table can be like you write the title, the keywords, the hypothesis, the methodology, the result. So in this, you can write all information about this paper. Then you will find it easily to compare your findings. But don't forget to include the DOI or the link of this paper. So if you need it, you may refer to it again. So if you summarize all papers you read in this way, it will be easy to write the literature review of your thesis. You may write also a review article to publish, and it will be easy to compare between their methodologies and their their results. Also, other methods like to highlight, take noting, summarizing. You may also sketch by yourself and calculating, as we just mentioned. You may write a table and take notes of each paper you read. And here's some assisting tools. For example, for sure, ChatGPT. You may use ChatGPT to summarize the paper. For example, you write prompt, please summarize this article, and you will find a summary of this paper, of this article you are going to read. First, you may have a look first by using AI tool, for example. Then, after summary, you have to read the paper in detail. So the benefit here is to save the time first. Then you may get quick analysis of this paper, brainstorming ideas. Research questions can be extracted from the paper, and finally, you can identify the risk points. Another tool is connected papers. They're very, very good tool. So in this tool, you may create your own library. For example, if you are working on plant growth or plant stress, so you may search them about this term of your paper and then save the paper. After saving this paper, you can find all connected papers to this point. And you can arrange them by author, by year, by keywords, by any you want. So you can just find many papers connected to this paper specifically. And also the benefit here is a visual tool. You can also make it visualized, or even you can use it in your publication. You get quick analysis and you can map it. And finally, you can identify also cluster of papers related to your work. A kind of tool also for summary. This one is paper snap and POE. There's also a chatbot. So you may ask also like give the paper and write please summarize this paper. So you will find the answer here, like this is the title and citation, this is the insights, purpose, objective, methodology, result, conclusion. Very quickly you will find a quick analysis of your paper you are going to identify, and then you may also find another relevant questions you can use to summarize your paper. Also, MarkMap is another tool. So in this tool, you just write what you got from the last tool. We got here like this one. We just go this. You copy it and put it in MarkMap like this. And this MarkMap will give you like everything in a map. So you can find the information easily. If you are going to look for limitation, for example, you can write the limitation and find it easily. So it's a visual tool. So after summarizing your paper, you have to analyze the main findings. As you can see in this figure, after getting many information, you can just analyze it and summarize it in one point. So you have to write down the main goal of this paper, the main figures, the target point, also the side papers, and you may make an interpretation for this paper. After that, you may write, as we just mentioned, if you check the limitation when you can answer or write the unanswered question. Like in the introduction, you may look for the previous studies and then look for the significance of the result. And then finally, in the conclusion, you will find the limitation. So in this limitation, you may find an unanswered question. This can be your research page. Then you find it the newest and relevant studies according to your point. So here's an example about this. For the first one, in the introduction, you may find a statement, but the removal effect of TDP to the phosphorus is poor. This is a kind of limitation. This is an analysis limitation. For example, the author here just stated that the removal efficiency of ammonium nitrogen is good, but the removal of total phosphorus is not good. So you may go to this point and try to find a method to develop the removal of total phosphorus in this point. If your point also here, you can also find that the COD value is still too high, so you have to lower it. So such kind of works, you can find an answer question, so you can develop your idea. I think we will take a break for 5 minutes, but before break, we may take some questions if someone has a question to ask. I think there is a mic there. Yeah, mic is here.
So, then of my question is, I've come across articles where the abstract is paragraphed. So, in my knowledge, that the abstract should be for one paragraph. So, I don't know, is it also advisable to paragraph an abstract or not? That is the best question. Thank you.
You mean the abstract is already one paragraph.
Yeah.
So what you are looking for?
Yeah, what I'm looking for, like, what is happening article, maybe paragraph, abstract. In abstract, big paragraph, like 2 or 3 paragraphs. We have the.
You mean in some journals they write the objective, the methodology, result, conclusion like this?
Yeah. But it is also in one paragraph.
Yeah.
But in some, they give like a paragraph. I don't know why you just have a point. Like a paragraph. If you are writing, we want to make a last statement, give it. I found an article like that. So I may be confused, but that is advising to do that. Then the other one is reference. Like in the body of the article, that is you reference and also its name and the date. So I come across this is like I come across that base cited with numbers. And at the end of the article, the numbers are available. So I don't know, is it also which way it was reliable and acceptable way of decision?
I think you are asking about something about writing, right?
Yes.
So yeah, let's just make this question in the next section. We will talk in details about how to write scientific. But for the first question about the style of abstract, it actually is based on the style of journal. So some journals they write the abstract as paragraph, like I say, objective, introduction, methodology, result, conclusion, and sometimes they just make a paragraph like implication. Especially in medicinal journals, they do this. But according to the most journals, they just write it one paragraph. But if you, in your mind, if you want to just paragraph it, as we just mentioned, the examples, so you can highlight like the introduction, the introduction, the objectives, the methodology like this. But in writing, we will talk in next session about everything about writing. Don't worry. Thank you. Yes, obviously. Yeah. more than I like but some people can suggest more than which is better because there is also better programming and you can manage it on the what you do. Yeah. Actually, this kind of personal thing is also up to your preferences in reading the paper. For me, I spent 6 years in pharma. I ever read whole paper. I never read whole paper. For me, I just read the title, the keywords, the abstract. If I find this paper useful, I go directly to the methodology and find the relevant information I need. But my suggestion, especially for the beginners, if you are just going to read the paper, try to read the paper as a whole first. So I will just give you how to say situation in our field. We have wastewater treatment plant. This word, this expression, wastewater treatment plant. At the beginning of the first paper I read, I was thinking that this plant is a kind of plant, like plant. But after realizing, after reading some papers, I realized that this plant is a factory. The place they treat the water. But plant means factory, not plant tree. So this conclusion is normal, especially at the beginning. But after reading more and more, you can recognize many expressions, especially in your field, repeated expression. But first, to get experience, if you just read the abstract and the introduction, the title, abstract and keywords is enough for the first look. Is enough for the first look. No need to read 100 paper and if nothing. So first you can screen filter and just for example 10 papers in your specific point is better than 100 papers in the whole field. Also for the supervisors, they suggest students to read many papers or suggest high impact. All kind of preferences about that because some professors will just write needs the student to publish the article in the first year. So he just needed or force them to read many papers because if you read many papers, you may get you or write a negative review. But for me, I don't prefer to read the whole paper. If I didn't find my need from the abstract, I will cancel this paper and go to ask. And there's a kind of search, especially in Google Scholar. You write the keywords you are looking for between these practices. So you will find the result must contain these words. So you will find the targeted papers directly instead of get lost. Or you can use the tools, the AI tools we just suggested to find the related papers, connect papers, something like that. It will be okay. Your
research, publishing, so I need to just go further a little bit. And then what the business publishing, how to go on the journals, how to organize journals.
Actually, this point is also in the next PPT, but I can show quickly. Yeah, thank you.
In my mind,
yeah. Good afternoon.
For me, is that the find too much research papers, but not
Yeah. About your question, we will talk about the publisher and how to find this specific journal and how to publish your paper. So we'll introduce this later.
Okay, I think it's one paper here. It's also one to the nine of this reference, but it's okay.
It's okay.
For me, it's also small. I find too much this paper, but I cannot follow my one direction. And even if I follow one direction, I will see like already like this specific area. It has good things that we follow. Like we search for another article, I will find it's not good. So this is the main main problem.
It's problem with popular actually. That you can find yourself, paper take you to another paper, paper take you to another paper. I know. Uh, Summarizing your findings is the best option in this case. For example, you can make a table as we just shared here, like this. You can make a table about the findings of each paper you read. Then you find the connection, and this connection brings into a paper. If you find a paper is not related to each other, so you can neglect it. And later we will also show a way. This is called the Venn diagram. This diagram you can find similarities and dissimilarities of each paper. So you can apply it. And another type of diagram you can also find like it's called fiction diagram. This kind of problem you can solve it by summarizing the finding of each paper. So you can take the paper which is out of scope. Thank you. Any more questions? I think at least one has one.
Now, once constructed document, how can you able to extract the keywords out of work, on chat or a computer to write on Kakaku?
I can show you an example here. For example, in Google Scholar, I will just write in words, for example, like this. This is the way I just mentioned to Brother Nadi. You just write the keywords, the popular keywords between these items. Then plus another word, plus another word. So the results here must contain this word you are searching for. For example, if you search about the same word but without this, you will find for sure different results. Like let me remove this. How many results here? 26,000. But if you make it like this, only 8,000. Very specific to the word you are searching about. This is a good way to find target papers. This is very will match with your research. This way is good. Let's take like 5 minutes break. Then we will continue the second part. Here you go, as I mentioned, you search, for example, Google Scholar, you write keywords in this way, you will find the close words your word. And also you can refine your research yourself. From what I find here, for example, you can determine if you want review articles or another kind of publication like. After that, you start finding your own topic. After getting information from different sources, like from different papers, you may write your own topic. Like you write any information you have about the topic. Even it's called free writing. So you write many ideas, many information. For example, according to the keywords or the titles, this is a kind of title in paper which is very long. So you may find you will get lost if you this type, for example. Another kind, there is the keywords specific. Another kind, like this one, is concise, short, direct, and has some keywords. So from some keywords you can understand and speak about ground, about spectral analysis, artificial intelligence, and they just write direct keywords and direct words in the title. So you may benefit from them. You can judge which paper is good and which paper is bad, and then you go through the paper and read it. The last part is to find, so not the last part, the first part is to find the research gap. After determine your topic, research topic, to find the gap inside this topic. So first, to catch the main keywords and questions of your topic. So you do further research about these papers who are collected, then go to the discussion, go to the side papers, consult the results, and you also can ask your colleagues, your peers, your lab mates, and the hot topics and the hot points of this topic, and then you formulate your research question. So think about your research gap from the paper you read and from the paper you just tabulate or summarize, and then try to develop your question and make sure that this question should not be too broad or not too narrow. If too broad, it will be general question, general point. So sometimes if you just, for example, I work on ground, which condition of ground and on which land, in which condition, and the condition, for example, temperature, the water level, everything. So you have to be specific. If you are very narrow or too narrow, it will be like you are going deep in specific point. You also may get lost in, and so your question should be moderate, not too broad, not too narrow, and should be answer question. Like if you follow this structure, you go topic, make it narrow, focus, and then research question will be created according to this. After that, you have to look for answer for this question. We just share that this is the Venn diagram. For example, if you are going to study something related to food, here is the diagram. This food eaten in the morning, and food eaten at night, and food eaten in days. So what the relationship between the three processes? So if you find the relationship between them, you can find the research question, and you can find also the answer of this question in this part. So if you apply this diagram and another diagram, it's called application diagram. So in this diagram, you just write this is a problem, and I will give you an example here. And this problem has something to do with factors, and each factor has some cause or sub-cause. So each factor from this has cause. So if you go through this schematic diagram, you may find the cause of the problem, and then you may find solution to it. Heard something about climate change. So what is the main problem of climate change? You will find here that you have carbon emissions. Carbon emissions from the fossil fuel, then from the red interest, and fossil fuel from where? From not using renewable energy. And the dependence on these type of fuels. Also, you have deforestation, also overconsumption of resources. So, if you go this way, you may find the main cause of the problem, and then you define or develop research question. So, what are the characteristics of this research question? So, first, be focused, as I just mentioned, on a single problem. You will not solve every problem in your lab. Just choose one problem, and then you can go process to try to solve this problem. For example, if you are going to study the effect of pesticide, you choose one type of pesticide, not too much, not too many. One type of pesticide, one type plant to work on, for example. And then be specific, it will be easy to follow. Then to be specific to answer this question. To be feasible, to try to achieve it during the time frame of your degree. Then it should be original. If your question is not original, it will not be published in a good journal. Then it should be relevant. As I just told you, you have discussion with your supervisor about the main target of your lab, so it will be relevant to the goal you are going to achieve. Then it should be a little bit complex, not much, but should be complex, because simple research question or simple research ideas, the competition is very high to publish in a good journal. So it shouldn't be very simple. And it should be researchable. For example, if you are going to study, how to say, very good problem. The many scholars did solve it from 100 years. You cannot solve the problem now. So your research question should be researchable or have the capability to investigate or study. Also, you may try to apply the SMART method. Actually, the SMART method is for every goal in our life, but we can apply it in research also. Like it should be S specific, as we just mentioned. It should be measurable. It should be attainable. You have to attain it to achieve it, and should be relevant to your goal, and should be time-based, because we have for masters we have 3 years, and for PhD we have 4 years. So it should be time-based. You have to achieve it within the time frame. After that, you can check meta-analysis and systematic reviews. We just mentioned that the meta-analysis is the kind of analysis that the authors put their own ideas about specific point. They analyze it from many papers and just give you the final concept of this point. So meta-analysis is good. It can give you brilliant ideas about the point, especially if you are still not experienced in this field. So you may find also possible answer for your question, and you may find new ideas. Also, you can check the concepts in the journal website. Like if you just check the website of a journal, they may have how to say full papers or special issues. Actually, special issues or full papers, they have a short of this point. So they need papers at this point, and this point should be hot now. So you may go to this place. There's some applications, mobile applications, like researcher, like publications, like review. These apps can help you to find papers published today. For example, this researcher, they publish a paper which is published today. Once the paper is published, you may find it on these apps, so you may be up to date to follow the most recent application in your field. Also, you may use Google Trends. Google Trends is another tool to find the concept and trend in your field. For example, if you are searching about movie, then you will find how many persons are searching about movie now. Over the world. For example, the chart,
This is the people searching about movie in October 2020. But in Ireland, like this, after COVID spring, the trend is going like this. So you may find also which region are searching for this. For example, if you are looking for crowd, you write just write crowd, and then you will find from the last 5 years, for example, you will find the trend of this word over the world, and how many persons are looking for this, and from where and from which country, and so you may find the related topics related topics in this way. Another tool is called research rapid. This is a very good tool. So you also find, for example, a paper, and then from this paper is similar to connect paper, but this one is more smarter. So you can sort this paper according to the timeline, according to the first author or last author, or the year of publication, or the topic. Like these are all the authors related to, for example, this paper. Or you can find different papers related to. This is another also tool called ACIS. This you can also click the paper, the paper title, and then you will find the summary of the paper. They summarize also the main points and the main relation between different papers. So you may find it useful to find it again. Last part, after defining the research gap, is to start to write research proposal. So first, here's the outline of a research proposal. Like you can write statement of problem, then you may, if you are in theoretical field, you may write some definition, some theoretical framework, then methodology, like hypothesis, relationship, some like expected outcomes. But also in writing, how to say, you have to call your ideas that you collected. Then you may write the necessary and the unnecessary thing first. You may find it later. You may find it later. So first, you may figure out what the research methods and the result timeline. If you are going to write, so you write the literature, then the strategy, and then you list different materials you are going to use, different machines and materials, devices, timeline, and everything, and you follow the writing style in your lab. For example, in our university, here's a example of the research proposal, like title, abstract, introduction, literature review, objective, and here the objective also like can be smart objectives, methodology, expected results. You may write not specific results, but maybe like a goal you are going to achieve, timeline, conclusion, and finally the references. For example, in our university, we write the proposal in the opening report. This is the first thing you have after taking the first year. You have to write Chinese abstract, which can be in the hand of your friends. Then write your English abstract, background, technical root, which is very important. You have to define the layout of your work from start to the end, and you will use as well in your thesis. And finally, the methodology, then problems, completed work and progress will also be required in form, and the planned research and timetable, and finally the expected outcomes and references. That's all for today. And I'm looking for questions before closing, and then we will meet again in next Sunday.
Sorry, I didn't hear one.
I have maybe like yeah, what my student get and what kind of
Actually, meta-analysis, they have specific tools, like one tool is called Prisma. It's a kind of strategy you have to follow and structure your. I didn't publish meta-analysis before, but I know a little. So this Prisma is a kind of strategy to follow to systematic to make systematic review or meta-analysis review. You collect many papers, not review articles, papers, and you put the main findings of each paper, and then try to find the connection and this connection between this paper, like you are acting as an editor or reviewer, actually, and then you connect them and apply this strategy to find the relationship between them. Actually, kind of follow triggers, which is relation and connect and disconnect between these people. But I don't know full background of this. Yeah. Yes, I know. It's just okay. Yeah. For the first question about the keywords, actually, it should be the keywords are different from the title, and advice will go from the journal and from the reviewers and the English. Keywords shouldn't be repeated in the title. This is a point. I know. In the next session, while we're talking about how to write, we will give example about bad keywords and good keywords. So keywords shouldn't be completely repeated from the title. But if you have a specific keywords like life cycle assessment, it's the main point of the paper. You do analysis called life cycle assessment or LCA. So in this way, if you are going to make your paper has high credibility, you have to repeat at least one or two keywords from the title to the paper, to the keyword, sorry. But the main standard shouldn't be repeated. This is the first question. Second question was about the the research question. The research, it should be answerable. Means you can't judge that is answerable or not. I know, but it should be how to say, should be logic. This is the mean. Should be logic and researchable. As I just mentioned that I'm going to investigate a problem which has not been solved for 100 years. This is not reasonable research question. So it should be reasonable and it should be aligned with your research team. This is the mean. This is what I mean. For the third point, the progress of timetable, right? Yeah. Timetable, for example, this is my timetable where I was in master degree. So timetable here, I write from 2019 to this is the first month after until beginning of 2020. This is the first semester. So I have to finalize repeat from required for formulation and repeat. This is the target. Second, the second method, introduction to publishing 3 paper. I finished 4 paper with my island. Actually, it's not my own work, but I contribute to this before. Then next semester, I want to change it in the university. So I left Norway because we have a beach, so we return to our country. So I was permanent in Norway, so I was in Norway for 6 months. After that, I read some research about life assessment and mental mind thesis and put a life analysis. So you would just like conceptualization from your own idea about how you finish your work during this time frame. Actually, the student is the same. It will not be the same. But at least you have to maintain each semester you have one target. Each semester you have one target. By the end of this semester, I will finish one chapter. By the end of second semester, I will also finish one chapter like this. If you write the framework or timetable like this, I think it will be a little bit easy to achieve. Another question, right? It's okay. It's okay. Or you can go to AI tools for sure. Actually, I'm not biologist. I'm not good at that, but maybe someone from biology side can help you. Is there anyone from biology? Yeah, I don't know how I know this.
My question is during the definition of researcher, I came across numerous results consisting the results of other papers. And transparency is the requirement for scientific research. So, how do you deal with this issue?
Thank you for your question. Actually, your rule is here. This is a specific point we are talking about today. You find the research gap. If you find the opposite result in different articles, here is a problem. You can find the problem and investigate more. For example, you can find related papers to the first direction. If you are just find the research direction of this paper is going this way. So you find another papers to support this argument. Then find other papers to also support this direction. The most of the majority of papers support the idea, so meaning that most of the papers go in this direction. I think is better to follow. And maybe you can consult your supervisor in this case. Maybe sometimes, but I don't prefer this. But sometimes, if you find paper result, for example, of let's say efficiency in a paper, you may write a comment on this paper and send it to the editorial manager. But it is not a good way to comment on a paper because we still at the beginning of our journey. So this should be from one professor, one pioneer in the field. So if the result is totally opposite, you may consult your supervisor first, or you may find different papers related to each direction. This is the one thing. Thank you.
like suggestions and anything. Because it finds data article behind GPs. For many years, I used to find my GPs aren't they just like passage and then that's talking about this. So you have any suggestions how I maybe
I don't know about this specific point, but for me, the first thing I go to is Google School. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, maybe novel topic. Yeah. This could be novel topic, for example. Yeah. If you didn't find many papers about this specific point, it can be novel topic. You may discuss it with your supervisor. Mhm.
Trying to find answers to the mathematical follow the methodology that people are already done exactly to trying to find answers to those mathematical.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, for each chapter you are going to do, for example, the structure of thesis in our university is different from school to school. For example, in my school, we are follow each chapter is one paper, one standalone paper, like abstract, introduction, methodology, result discussion. This chapter. Some colleagues that make it general introduction, general methodology, but should be also different experiments. But for a specific chapter, for example, specific experiment, my advice is to find the most related paper to you and follow it. Don't copy it, but follow it in everything. For example, if you are going to investigate a specific point and you find a paper is will match with your purpose or your goal, so you can save this paper as a guide for you, and then try to play around the idea of the paper. For example, if you are going to modify composite, and this for example, this component or this material is based on experiment done by another author. And this author used ABC materials to modify it. You think about DEF materials, for example. You think about idea from another paper, he used heating, for example, to modify this material. Another one used another methodology, condition different, like this. So you have to fix at least one paper. I told this. You have to fix at least one paper from the A to Z. Then try to play around the idea of this paper. You may find the same idea or similar idea in another paper, and another paper you take one from this, one from this, one from this, and then you develop your own idea. But you have to find the paper to be a guide for you. So you may try new things, but you try to be logic. For example, if the direction of the methodology is like this, so you may go to this point like this, but you will arrive at this point. Don't go this way. You may try new things, but in the same, I mean, the same track. This is the point.
Thanks so much. We share a good point. Like maybe our sister is a previous sister. So looking at your point now, when we need to do our research, must be have a value in our research. Must be shared the method, must be shared the areas as you mentioned. This is one of the areas we must use the PLC, be like this. But we have a problem with fixes nowadays. When you follow this method of you follow this material, and we already apply this material or this method, you fix that. You cannot find the same results related to this data. So what is the success of this point?
The case here has two solutions or two main parts. One part, you may find a new thing. If you find strange result, this may be new thing to discuss with your supervisor. Other thing, you are going the wrong way. So you go back and then pull on your software again. Or also you can think about handling. Maybe handling has a problem. If the result is too far from the direction you are going to, so maybe this is a new result or this is totally wrong result. That's it.
Another point is because most of the students, we start period, going to them by the process. Some, I believe, they find it difficult in trying to get the relationship there to move. So what your advice or suggestion in trying to see a gap in those areas? Let's say I might use this student, and now I start building in material work on. And I am material, but I need to find out. So what suggestion advice or a kind of way we can give that assessment to find an assessment in those areas?
Actually, in 2017 and 2018, when I came for the first time, my background is agricultural engineering. But inside agricultural engineering, I was interested in irrigation engineering. So totally different what from what I'm doing now. I'm in bioenergy, which is full of something related to biochemistry and chemical reaction, and I don't have any background about biochemistry. So I was thinking about shifting from the university and try to find another supervisor, another university. But first, I got the long-term Chinese language for the first year. My master was 4 years, 1 year for only Chinese language, and 3 years for master's. So during the first year, I read something about anaerobic digestion, about bioenergy. As I told brothers that I was thinking about for the first time the word land. Land means factory or land which grows. So it was totally dark. I can't understand anything. So I use this year to just read step by step about my direction. Then my supervisor gave me a topic, and then we came. I returned to my country, and then I found scholarship in Norway. During this time, until 2021, I have nothing. I did nothing, and I should graduate in 2022, in 1 year. After coming from Norway in June 2021, I have 1 year graduate. So I heard about the ECA, life cycle assessment, because in Egypt, I don't have land to do my work. So I was thinking about to do analysis. This don't need experiment, don't need lab work. So I use this tool and I started well, and I do the C# first, my part in 1 year. From June 2021 until June 2022, and I graduated my high. Alhamdulillah. So your supervisor can give you the topic, but cannot give you the specific point you are going to study. Sometimes some supervisors are just make your research related to the aims of their projects, but the specific point you may think about it. You may think about the smart goal and easy goal at the same time. Should be a little bit complex, a little bit direct, a little bit smart. So try to avoid the maybe someone in the PhD, he want to create very creative idea, but need much more effort. Sometimes you may take 5 years to find a PhD, but in this way you have to work hard. But from my point of view, I can graduate my time, do good work, not bad work, good work. This is enough for me, because The main goal is to get the degree first. The degree is the first period. Then for postdoc after this or related later research, you can just think or you can free to do what you want. This is the point. Yeah.
Maybe discuss and that's also they are the next experiment. When I asked my classmate what was the topic, they don't know about the topic, what was the topic. When we asked them what they did, they told me first we can write the result. Not the best of that, we can select the topic. On the best of the results. Maybe if the result will be maybe about that's why I'm getting agreement but I have to like India, let's I know about this, but I was not sure about the proper topic. But when I just they are so told in here, most of the topics like the they will be sure they will pass to the negative. We like the topic. Is this right way?
Actually, I think they have misunderstanding about topic and title. This title, the title of your thesis is the last thing you write after you finish everything. I agree with this. But topic should be determined from the first day. Topic means that you are going to investigate the effect of pesticide on maize, for example. This is a topic or direction. This should be determined from the first day. And your methodology is how to target or how to achieve this goal. So this is a misunderstanding their point. How they work, then the result after result, they determine the topic is not logical. Maybe they are thinking about title, not topic. Even you can discuss with your supervisor, I think it's better to determine the direction, topic, point. This is most important from the beginning. Direction, topic, point. So you have to determine everything from the beginning. Yes. I think last one. Long press. Yeah.
Thank you. So I want to ask you about which used for the as I know, some websites you can upload your proposal to see it over IP. You advise them to this or this is
Actually, this is similar to the pre-printed papers. There are trends now that some journals advise to make your paper pre-printed. Pre-print means it can be publicly all before its publication. I don't prefer this. Yeah, because maybe your paper, while peer review, it can be rejected. And after rejection, your idea now is on for all. Then you may try to find another journal. When you check the plagiarism for the journal, it may take the preprint that there is a plagiarized paper, another paper. So in the same, if this work is not a patent, the only way to try this if you have a patent. So you apply officially as a patent, for example, for example, if there is website or like innovation idea, something like that, this can be official, but in this way, I think it's not good. For the next section, this is the agenda for the next section. We will have a quick We will have a quick review about the first session. Then we will discuss the structure of scientific paper and from where and how to start writing your paper, and many steps of writing. We will talk in details, in very details about every part of your paper and give example, and how to finalize your graph, and then how to use some assisting tools which help you to enhance your writing. First section here.
For concern the and also for the research question. Without the research question, I propose
Research question here. Yeah. Fun. No problem.
Is a program about research question?
In a paper or proposal? Proposal, you just write the abstract, the Chinese abstract. Abstract should be like the paper abstract, because you still don't have experimental data. So you just write, I may make them. For example, here, you just write abstract like this. Like give the problem here is the greenhouse gas emissions. Then, however, the bioenergy systems can solve this problem. Then the first part, and you divide your, for example, part. The first part will evaluate this. Second part like this, and write your main goals, and then final. Yes, like this. So first you write Chinese abstract, English abstract, background, which is like introduction of your paper. Then you give the layout, the methodology here, everything could be in the future. For example, pH we change it, for example, to investigate this. CO2, for example, will be measured to understand this. Then you write what the problems you are thinking about and how to solve it. Then this is the format you follow. The complete work, just write that you complete your credits for graduation. For example, if you publish a review article, for example, from the first year, you write and write progress, and like this. It's a template, don't worry about it. Template you can follow. I think that's all. The agenda of the next session, and let's finish now. Again, this is my profile. I'm interested in bioenergy and environmental engineering, and somehow in sustainability and climate change and this. If someone has interest for collaboration, welcome.